This is some memorabilia from that my father had collected over his years during World War II, and showed some of his medals, a Bronze Star that he won, an oak leaf cluster that he also won. These are actual articles of when he won those citations. He fought in the Pacific Battle, basically Luzon, Bougainville, Manila, several fields, but he was part of the 35th All-Ohio Division. It was a National Guard unit that got activated during World War II. Okay. He was a forward artillery observer, so he was responsible for going behind enemy lines and directing artillery onto positions. This is a Japanese flag that's actually takes up the whole back end of this, with writing off to the sides of it, and it was explained to me that that was well wishes from the soldier's family and friends. These are his campaign ribbons for the campaigns that he fought in. This here is a leaflet that they used to drop on the Japanese. If they wanted to surrender, they could take this to the local U.S. soldier, and it basically told them that we wouldn't treat them like dogs and harm them in any way. This is a picture of the group of his people that he fought with, and this is a picture of the same group at a reunion in Alliance, Ohio. And this is a picture of my father in his bunk. This is the original citation for the Bronze Star, and what I thought was kind of interesting was that the Ohio insignia was basically like a rising sun, which was the same for the Japanese.
Now, you told about an interesting story of like how you put this together.
I actually put this together for my father about 15 years ago as a Father's Day gift. He basically kept it stored away in a box in the closet, didn't really talk a lot about it. When I discovered it, I thought it was something to be proud of. I know I was proud of him. So I decided to do a shadow box for him and try to display some of his accomplishments.
He didn't, but he just didn't. He didn't talk about it much. It was just.
Yeah, he really didn't talk about it much. He took me to a couple of the reunions of his team up in Alliance, Ohio, and they talked a lot about what my father did, more than my father ever talked to me about it. I guess because he did go behind enemy lines a lot, he did see a lot of action, and I guess towards the end of his life, he talked more about it to me.
Anything that you remember him talking about that really sticks out in your mind?
Well, I mean, most of the things that he talked about was kind of the lighter side, if there ever was one, during the war. But he was always talking about how they would go into town and maybe have a couple of beers and some of the fun they could have during that time. But I think on a darker side, you know, he talked about having to fight waves of enemy and how it was, I just can't imagine the amount of pressure that they were under constantly. And just some of the stories I heard about him being lost behind enemy lines and getting out. Some of the stories I heard about when he came back, I guess he did have some of the post-traumatic. I never saw any of that, but he went through a lot, from my understanding.